Moon music. Or no, love frequency. Listening to Smile. I love you. Yes, I do own the rights to use this music. It's Listening to Smile. I gotta bring it in with this, guys, because we're talking about some heavy stuff. I love you. I love you because we're all connected. I have special stones out today because we're all connected. This keeps coming to me and knocking at my door, so I know I need to talk about it because we're all connected. Just waiting for a couple people to come on. I'm Sarah Richardson. I'm a massage therapist. I'm an energy worker. I'm a cheerleader for the divine. Today I want to talk about fears, triggers, and sexual assault. In love. That bumblebee Jasper. My neighbors have their air conditioner on already. Just let me sweat for a couple days first, at least. Shit. To each their own, to each their own. Say cheers if you have the air conditioner on. I ain't doing that yet. We gotta clear it out. I'm like a Windows, like air in my face. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear above this. I'll turn it up just to try to make sure. So people ask me, is that all I do all day is heal? No, I have a lot of fun. Look. Sarah's spoon. Up. I'm making burning wood to meditate. Right? I'm always picking up something like that. I'm always trying to put my hands on something, put my hands to work doing something, right? Creating things. But, this doesn't mean anything. It's not super good, right? I had such a blast with this. True used it. She didn't finish hers because she got attacked by a bug, so I'm not going to show you till I make her finish it. But, yeah, we do stuff. We do all kind of really fun stuff with our hands, right? So fears, triggers, sexual assault, right? If this is something that you're going through, I highly recommend that you find some things that you love to do with your hands. Get your hands and put them to work. Put them to the dirt. Put them to something. Give your hands something to do. Get creative. Let these things out somehow, right? Fears, triggers, sexual assault. We have to get it out. We have to get it out. I'm proud of myself today. I sat with something hard over the weekend. I feel way better now, right? But when it first was happening, I did not feel good. I did not feel good, right? So I do all this healing. I do healing work, right? Friday was a great day. I left some great people. Boom, electronics do something to me, right? They just work and do things, right? The electronics, everything brought something into my awareness. I lost myself in it for hours to an outcome that I didn't like at all, to sit with it, right? Crazy. It's crazy how certain things will trigger us in our lives, right? It's crazy how certain just random things trigger the fears within us, right? Because sexual assault has been one of my fears. It's been one of my triggers. It's been something that I've been dealing with for a very, 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 very long time, right? I was dealing with it before I even knew I was dealing with it. And then I've really been dealing with it since I knew I was dealing with it, right? So if you have been working on this in you, I send so much love. I send so much love. I wrap you up in love. I know how hard it is to talk about and say anything about. And then finally, when you do, what happens then? And finally, after all that's done, then what happens then? And then what happens when another test or another trigger, another fear pop up into your life, right? I know, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we go through this. I'm sorry that this is a pain that we have passed down, and a pain that has been passed down to us. It's very hard, you know, but this particular thing, it didn't ruin my good times, right? So I was able to watch this thing get triggered, right? So, and I'm gonna explain it to you more, and really sit with myself, right? In the middle of like having to go to work and having clients and needing to be clear. So when my clients got me, I was clear, you know, like you never want to have clients when you're an energy worker and be filthy in your energy and bring that onto your client ever. So, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm rolling around in my yard just so I can try to clear myself out for the people that are coming to me, right? This is deep. This is deep. We're all busy. We're all lifing. We're all doing these things, right? But these fears and these triggers about this keep coming up to me, right? So that's why I want to talk to you guys about this. That's why I want to really sit down with it. As much as I've been ignoring it, it's been kind of tapping me, right? Today, I feel like I'm in a way better place than Friday about it, right? And I want to talk to you about all of that, right? I got reminded and I took that as a gift. So it was a trigger, it was a fear, and it was weird because it was like all the fears wrapped into like one thing, right? And then it's 164, and 164, you know, what is that? That's an 11. What does all this mean? Like, what does all this mean? I take this deep. When something goes on with me and I get triggered by something, I don't care how dumb it is, this little thing, right? I take that as deep as I can take it inside myself, right? I knew that this weekend it was time for me to alchemize just by all of the way that the universe was conspiring the stuff in my life, right? And it all got down to, I messaged these guys, right? So I tagged him in my video, Niky Sal Epc, Eerie Predator Catchers. Catch number 164. It triggered me. I was up. I knew I had to work in the morning. I'm a very dedicated to my craft type person. I was up till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to tell you all about it, right? It got me in my feels for real. You know, I was up late and I knew I had to work. I cried. I wrote a lot of things while I was watching the video. And then after, ever since, right? Ever since Friday night at like, I don't know, 12:30 or something. It just came right to me, right? So I go and I'm with a bunch of great people. We're having a great time. I go to leave, turn on my GPS, throw my phone, and this video pops up. On my phone, there are no mistakes. There aren't any mistakes. This is what's going on. This is what needs to get my attention, right? I hear people talking. I'm not really sure that I know what it is, right? So I get the phone, I look at the video. It's this guy. I had seen another video. Why I added him to my thing was he had caught a local guy that was up his way, and that's how I learned about him, right? And so I added him on my phone. Well, here he pops up again, and he's in Newcastle. And it's on, right? And so I get to the stop sign. I see that it's him on my phone, and I'm like, all right, like, fuck it. I'm invested now. Like, I'm listening, right? So then I drive home, and I don't look at my phone when I'm driving, and then I get home and I start to look at the comments. I was triggered as fuck. I was looking at the recent ones, and then that made me go all the way back to read them all. There's so many angles to this, right? There's so many angles to this. You know, this was right on my porch. When I say that the things that you need to dive into and the things that you need to pay attention to come right to your porch, I mean this, right? I didn't mean for that to come on. I was just through my phone. My phone came on. I was supposed to see that, right? You know, I was upset about the comments. I was upset that I had seen a couple people that may have known about some sexual assault maybe in their homes that were outwardly projecting onto these men who do this work, the eerie pedophile catchers, predator catchers, right? They get projected on heavily, right? This is a big trigger. This is a humongous trigger in America, okay? Fears, sexual assault, you know, this energy is a big pain energy that a lot of us carry, right? And don't even know a lot of times, right? Because sometimes if you don't know, there's a disassociation that comes with sexual assault, right? And so a lot of people are disassociated. And this man in this video was very much disassociated. Now that I have studied and healed my personal disassociation through sexual assault and what it does to human beings, children, I'm able to recognize that on another person. So on top of me wanting to catch him on fire, that was my first comment. I wouldn't mind to see people like this just burn on fire. That's not my heart. Because as I watched and as I watched and as I watched, I just saw the disassociation all over him. I don't want him to burn in fire. I want him to have a chance to heal this. I want him to have a chance to heal this and know that he's better than this and this doesn't define him, right? How do I feel like that? How do I feel like that? How do I feel like that about this man? I did a lot of work on myself. You know, what I immediately saw was a stranger going out, rolling out for strangers. And all kind of people telling them what to do and how to do it and all of these things, right? But it's people that have this in their homes. They won't call that out. They'll yell at somebody else about some other shit and tell them what to do. They'll get mad at somebody that they don't even know for some people that they don't even know and won't even face that this is going on with people that they do know in their lives. Sad. It's sad. It's sad, the disassociation to sexual assault. It's sad that people in families that are based in love cannot look their family members in the face and say, I am so sorry for what you have been through and what you've carried your whole entire life. But a stranger can. But then that same person, they get the anger out for it through others, right? And I don't know about all of you. Hello, girl, I'm talking about some super heavy stuff. Tommy, and I love you. This is heavy stuff that I talk about. So, you know, I do understand that not everybody is really ready for me. And that's okay, right? I was sexually assaulted and it ran my whole entire life. And I learned to sit with my fears and I learned to sit with my triggers on the surface and really learned how to nurture these things inside of me and really get up close by them and really understand them. And then that puts me in a weird place in the world, right? Because a lot of people are still like very, very triggered, and I see it and I understand it and I love it and I know where it comes from. does. It really does, sis. And I love you so much. And I'm so sorry for the people that have been sexually assaulted that might see the things that I say and be triggered. I love you. I love you. I'm just going to keep pumping the things that have helped me, right? So keep it sacred, shorty. The way that I learned me through sexual assault was to cut off sex, right? So, when you're sexually assaulted, you can either become a predator or become angry, right? It's deep, right? And so people say, so Sarah, do you mean that the people that are predators have been sexually assaulted? Yes, that's what I mean. Hi, Cuddy. I love you. I know that that's really, really hard to grasp or even know what to do with, right? There's a lot of programming that goes into sexual assault. I was just talking with some people that I love the other day, and they said, it's mostly women, Sarah. And I had to let them know a lot of people that talk to me about this are men. And I feel honored that there are people that can come to me and, tell me that you've been through this and be able to talk with me and take the weird tips and tricks that I have learned along the way to really help yourself find peace through this deep, deep thing. This deep pain that's been passed down forever. So thank goodness that I can get lost in my work, right? So I was very triggered. I went and I got lost in my work, but I was thinking about this video, right? From time to time, just like all these different things that I'm telling you. I was thinking about, like how I stayed up late and I had to go to work, how it stirred something in me, how it got me rolling around in the grass at 4 o'clock in the morning just to be at peace for my clients that I had very early that next morning. I was so upset about the way the system handled it that was probably the biggest part. That's what brought me like tears, like actual like big, fat, juicy, make your eyes swell, lay in the grass and like try to hug it, right? Because systematically, this is fucked, right? That this man, in his interrogation and interview skills, got this man to fully confess to what he was just about to do. And they let him go. You know what that feels like to somebody who's been sexually assaulted? It's like when you're in it. When you tell somebody and they don't hear you or they shush you. We gotta just get over it, right? I get it, the system's overwhelmed. I do help the helpers. I love the police officers. I could never imagine doing their work. I try to help them any way that I can. Any way. Give back, right? Any way that I can. Because they become so numb to things like this, right? Like you had an actual person literally come straight in front of you and admit that they were about to rape a 7-year-old baby. And you just let them go. That took me deep. Because then for people that want to get their voices out, what do they do when you want to just let it out and like even the system doesn't care? They're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed and they have so much that comes in every day that they do have to learn how to disassociate from the emotional part of it. And I understand that. And my whole heart understands that, right? Then I took this somewhere else, right? I went even deeper. So this was in Newcastle, and I live near Newcastle, right? I know the community in Newcastle. Like, they don't fucking play. Like, you know, you can say whatever you want to about the hood or whatever, right? But like, I was just having a great conversation today about like, the hood don't play about the things that they love, right? And so, you know, by this man and Erie predator catchers doing this video, they brought awareness to this community of this predator. Welcome to my hell, Tommy Ann says. Yeah, you know, the first person that hurt me is dead now, and I'm, you know, that's made it a little bit easier. Not really though. And then the second person that hurt me is still just walking around here. Newcastle is awful, but you know what? I can almost probably guarantee you that that guy's probably not alive. I can almost probably guarantee you all that that man is probably not alive anymore. I don't know anybody there. I just know of the things that I've heard. I know the energy that was in the video. I know that that whole community, everybody that could and felt like it came. And I know it takes a lot of balls to come and do something like that. And a lot of fear triggers. Triggering up that sexual assault in people that you don't know that have been sexually assaulted. So then I went into the depths of my soul and actually felt bad that this guy probably didn't get the help that he needs. Most people don't get the help that they need. This is the type of thing that just gets tucked under the rug, over medicated, shocked, locked up, locked in, never fixed. So, you know, I'm sharing with you guys all of these things that this one video did to trigger me, and from what it's been for me. You know, like when you are sexually assaulted, to hear or see or anything about sexual assault is going to trigger you. So all of these things with Hollywood are triggering. All of these things in our local communities are triggering. All of these things that keep being pumped, they're coming in, they're being exposed to trigger us, right? And I don't feel like it's gonna stop until we heal it. We can't just kill it, you know. When we just kill it, it's like trying to block it, right? That energy's still gonna try to come through. We have to really sit with it, you know. Erie predator catchers, they sat with these monsters. They sit with these monsters. They interview them. They ask them everything. Better than the cops. Better than the fucking cops. They get it all documented. I love you too. And then they let the community know. That's a tough job to have. So, you know, I put big love over Erie predator catchers. I cover them and fill them with so much love. Everybody. The guy, Niky, that I found the Facebook, I'm not good with technology. Everybody else that was there, everybody that's behind the scenes, everybody that's involved in the background. I'm filling and covering them with love. I know that's the hardest work out here. I know that sexual assault triggers people in ways that they never even expected to be triggered, to say things that they didn't expect that they would say. Makes them do things that they wouldn't expect to do. You know, guys, I always tell you guys, we're the creator of our experience, right? By what we think, by what we feel, and by what we say, right? So a pain like this and a trauma like this can be an underlying cause for a lot of hurt, a lot of painful moments, a lot of disassociative experiences, right? So, you know, either you've been through this and you take this energy and you do it, or you've been through this and you take the energy and you're against it passionately. The passion kind of shows up as anger at first, even in the doing it. You know, it's a very angry, disassociated energy. And that anger and that disassociation is very sticky. And so coming out of this all is kind of a lot of work. But you can. You can think it, you can feel it, and you can say it. You can do this in your life. You can create your life from sexual assault. You can heal from sexual assault and the ways that it controls and runs your life. You can heal from disassociation. You won't be judged for all of that, the way that they say. There's something super healing about getting real, about getting very, very real with what is going on in your life. You know, what took me into my sexual assault was that I knew that my sex life wasn't healthy. You know, and how did I know? You know, by what was going on in it. That's how you know. Like, it shows out. It comes to your porch. It does the things. Right? You know, we create our lives. So why did this video pop on in my car? Why did I tune into it for so long? 2 o'clock in the morning. Why were the comments so triggering to me? The man's energy. Why was the man's energy so triggering to me? He was just standing there, staring. Not even blinking. Completely disassociated from self. Why were the guys who watched the video, they inspired the fuck out of me. The guys who did the video. So at the same time I'm feeling all of these different things, I'm feeling super inspired. I really want to know, how can I help? How can I help add to their mission? How can I help them in any way? How can I do anything to help you guys do your work? You know, help the helpers came up for me. I'll call somebody for me. Like, how do we do this? How do we get this ball a rolling, right? That is amazing to me what they're creating out here. I don't even know why. I can guess. I asked them to do a video with me. Nothing planned. You know me, just get on here and talk. You know, when you see someone do something like that, they're passionate about that. And that's something to be really passionate about. That's something really good to me, to be really passionate. I'm also passionate about that too. You know, it was really inspiring to see someone actually get somewhere for real in it. Right? Because when you know, usually the story behind sexual assault is you tell your family, they hush you up, you know? You tell your friends it's too heavy to listen to. These are actually strangers that go all out for the name of this. Really hard work, you know? Sexual predators are fucking monsters. You know, and another thing in this video that he brought up that I really would like to talk about is the violence that's associated with sexual assault, right? So either you're angry and you're violent outward reflected because you've been sexually assaulted, or you're angry and violent toward the people that you assault, which is another category. It gets very deeper, which is what lets me know that this Niky fella really knows his shit. Thank you. The educating that he did throughout all the triggers was amazing to me. The focus that he kept, how he continued to try and not give up. He probably has his own triggers with this somehow, for him to be doing this so hard. And he kept to the point. He followed through with the mission. And then even when nothing even happened, he was thankful, humble, did what he needed to do with it, brought awareness to some very uncomfortable things going on in the local communities, in our homes. If this is going on in your home or in your family, instead of being so mad when you jump on these posts, face that. Face what's going on with sexual assault in your life, in your home, in your family, with the people that you love. Please. They don't want anything special. They just don't want to feel weird. They don't want anyone to die. They just don't want to feel like they fucked everything up. Sometimes the trigger outside, like these videos from the eerie predator catchers, will really, really trigger you. It happened to me, right? But it didn't mean that they were doing something wrong or anything. Everything they did was so right. But I was so triggered. But I was triggered because this is my work, right? You might be triggered just because this is inside of you and you need to heal, right? It's okay. You don't have to make this your work. You can just heal it up in you. But if you're triggered in the fear of sexual assault, it's in you. It's in you somehow subconsciously. And subconsciously, you think, feel, and say things that go with that. That's who I am in all of this. You know, all of this, the video, the comments, the man, the community, the police officers, all of these feelings. Why do they mean so much to me? Because it changed my life, right? You know, when I was living under that disassociation, I wasn't living my authentic life, my best self. I said it, living the dream, guys, but I really wasn't. You know, I was sexually assaulted very young by someone that I loved my whole life. You say, how can that be? One of my favorite men. I trusted all of him. I even trusted him with my daughter after. That's how disassociated I was. I was able to connect with that through meditation, through an inner child meditation from a trigger on the surface. I told my family and I got hushed. I remembered that in a meditation from something that triggered me and took me down deep into my roots. I disassociated myself from myself for a very, very, very long time. I didn't even know what that was or that I was doing it. I had a lot of sex because I didn't care about it. I was very disassociated with myself. My sex, I was very disassociated with my sex, my intimacy, my creativity, my feelings. That's what these things will do. Sexual assault will have you very disassociated from how you feel. So I'm out here like, feel your feelings, feel your feelings, feel your feelings. And a lot of people are like, what the fuck is she even saying? You know, I had no clue about anything that I'm telling you guys about. But boy, did it carry an energy in my life. Right? It came to my porch, kept coming to my porch. You know, I kept trying to tell my friends, like, dude, my sex life is off. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, and they're like, what do you even mean? And I'm like, I don't even know. Something's not right in that space. Like, I don't really have an easy time getting intimate. Like, it's very hard for me. It's strong. But I can have sex in a minute with somebody that I don't care about and just forget all about that they exist, right? What was that? You know, I had a lot of sex and then I had a time where I had no sex at all. What is that? You know, in that time, I learned how to clear out my sex. How to actually get back intimate with myself, because when you're sexually assaulted, intimacy is very uncomfortable. I didn't even start really learning about intimacy until I was like in my mid-40s, until I started really healing this wound in me. I was mean. I was mean. And, you know, I have to sit here and give a lot of love to, you know, my past partners and anybody that I have met along the way, because I was nasty. You know, I had an anger in me. I had a deep anger in me, and it was like fight the bully. Misplaced anger. You know, I got raped when I was young, and then I got raped when I was like 14 or 15. You know, and then something happened to my daughter. This is how we carry this down. I disassociated, only remembered a certain thing, right? Then remembered and then learned more about my ancestral lineage. Learned about inner child work. That's when I knew I had to learn about inner child work. When this happened to my baby, I knew it was time to fucking get real. You know, luckily, you know, there are levels. There are levels to sexual assault, right? You have the violent predators that predator children, like this man, right? This catch number 164, number fucking 11, right? You have predators like that. You know, you have all different sorts of predators out here. You have all different sort, you know, this molestation, this sexual assault energy runs a really weird undertone everywhere. You know, someone that hurt me in sexual assault helped me. It kind of helped me that he is dead, because I communicate with the unliving. How ironic, right? But then inner child work, right? I did inner child work, and somebody helped me that hurt me. How ironic is that, right? Because when you're a child that's used to getting hurt, you take that sometimes. It's normal to you. And I get it. I get the triggers, guys. I get the triggers. There are deep, 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 deep triggers when it comes to sexual assault and disassociation. Disassociation works in so many ways, family. I only studied disassociation because I was disassociated. How do you get raped by somebody when you're a little girl and that's your favorite person? That's one way that it works. Or you rape people on the low and hurt them and don't tell anybody about it. That's another way it works. Or you fuck everybody and you don't care about them. That's another way that it works. You hurt others in their intimacy because your intimacy is hurting. That's how it works. You're angry and mean and you fight and you hurt people with your words and with your actions. That's another way it plays out. You know? Sexual assault can have you having too much sex, no sex, a fake personality that hides the hurt. And usually the hiding the hurt is like a really happy person. So sometimes when I see a really happy person, I feel in, right? I love us, man. Fuck. Right? This energy's deep. Disassociation to our actual lives in our now moments. You know? People that disassociate, I didn't have a good life when I was disassociating. I didn't have good friends. I didn't have good connections. I didn't have good times. I wasn't in my now moment. You know, and that's why I promote healing and inner child healing, because if you can connect this piece of disassociation for you, your life is going to change. I promise. I know how bad it is, and I'm sorry. But if you can connect the dot of disassociation to actual real life, it'll be a game changer in your life. That's what all of this triggered me to bring this out to all of you. I have no judgment. I really don't. I really don't. I don't talk about this for the wow. In fact, my armpits sweat because I like to lay low from the wow. And this is a big wow for everybody, right? You know, associated to me as a family, associated to me as a daughter. So there's a lot of things that are associated to me, and this is what I talk about. And it's hard to talk about it. So many people have so many feelings and get triggered. I don't talk about this stuff to trigger you, to hurt you, to judge you. I don't. I would never. You know, from the victim to the predator. I would never. You can catch me in my feelings sometimes and I might say, I'm a mother. I'm a mother of a daughter. I'm a woman that has been sexually assaulted in my life. It's in there, that anger. But that's not what's going to alchemize. Burning everything down doesn't stop the problem. I know that it's deep, and I know that many of us carry this in a lot of different shades, in a lot of different ways in our lives. You know, the sex space. The sex space is the inner child, the ancestors, the parenting, the kids, the creativity, the flow, the emotions, right? There's so much that is in that space. It's the place of unlimited possibilities, right? You know, this kind of thing causes a lot of physical ailments because of the energy, right? So if you've been sexually assaulted, you've never been able to release any of this, right? A lot of times your hips are really, really tight, like hurting. You know, it affects the physical. You can hold it in the energy so much and it wants to be just released, right? But it will affect the physical if you do not get to a place to release this. We need to release the fears and the triggers in sexual assault. We need to sit with them and learn to nurture them and learn to really, really release this shit and give it up. We cannot burn it down. It's not going to work that way. We can't kill it off the planet. It's a festering thing that needs to change from the inside. I don't know how we grab these people up physically. That's why I think that Niky Sal is fucking incredible, because I wouldn't have been able to handle it like that. You know, I would have wanted to fight him fist man all over the place, right? But I wouldn't have got anywhere. Not where he got. He got somewhere with it. Even though systematically he didn't get anywhere, Everybody in that community knew. Everybody at that man's work knew. Everybody that was a neighbor or saw him or whatever knew to keep their fucking kids safe. And whatever happens to him, it's universal law out here, right? I got sad about it a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what? This is why I want to heal it, because it's universal law out here. You can't keep hurting people and not think that something bad's going to happen to you. The man that molested me, his heart exploded. You know, it hurts the people who are the predators. It's an energy that never releases, and it just eats them in the inside. It hurts the predators and the victims, because the predators 9 times out of 10 are usually the victims too. I feel such a deep connection to the truth that you speak, sister. I love you for all you are and all you do. I need this. I love you, Kim. I love you so much. You know, I care about my friends. I care about their physical bodies. I care if they can wake up and move their hips, because I've had times where I have a hard time. I wake up, I can't move my hips. But, you know, the hips and the neck, they're directly connected. It's directly connected to the things that we say. It's directly connected to, you know, our sex is connected to all of our relationships, all of our money, right? I care about you guys. I care if you have money and flow and abundance and creativity and fun and excitement in your emotions. And I know a lot of us are ignoring feelings, and I know a lot of people like me and Niky Sal and the eerie predators catchers and anybody else who does this kind of work and talks about it and posts it and triggers people, right? People are triggered because they're ignoring the feelings. And so the more that these videos keep coming and coming and coming to you, just keep trying to get the message. Keep asking love, what are you showing me? You know, if it keeps coming to you, you're ignoring the feelings, and it's because they hurt. And they do hurt. It's okay. You are okay. When you pull this in with yourself and you're with yourself, you're safe. Ask for safety. Ask for protection. In your rate, you will be safe. Love wants to help us heal this, for real. We can't burn it all down. It's not going to work like this. It's inner child work that helps this. If you've been sexually assaulted, you need inner child work. If you carry this weird energy in your sex and in your intimacy and in your emotions and in your flow and in your money and in your creativity and in your guts, right? Inner child work is going to really help you. I caught my disassociation and my sexual assault from something completely different than what the surface level was telling me, and that's what inner child work is, right? So whatever is triggering you on the surface, however you get triggered. I got mad, I cussed a lot, right? You might be quiet and shut down. Neither one of us is right or wrong. It's just how you trigger, right? I went and learned how to get inside of myself and learn where that was coming from. Like, to really learn where that was coming from. Behind what made me disassociate. And to learn that the family's immediate response to shush it is because they're afraid. They don't change it because sometimes, you know, it's someone close to you, that's your only option. Maybe they might watch it a little closer or something. I don't know really what went on in the background, because nobody would talk about it to me. You know, when you work on healing your inner child and your, you know, inner self that runs the show, you learn to appreciate work like this man, Niky. You learn to see and be fascinated that somebody in that position, right? It's a dangerous position to be in. You know, either that person's going to be so disassociated that you're safe, or so disassociated that you're not safe, right? You're catching them in their secret. That's why I appreciate the work. when I talk about this, you know, the work that I do, I can't say anything. So today, that's what just triggered me. I saw somebody locally that I know has hurt people that have told me about it. And I was triggered. And I, you know, the way that Niky Sal brings this out, I want to learn that. Because if I burn this man down, what does it do? Nothing. But if I can get him to say something or maybe release something, maybe we can really like change something. I don't know. Or maybe I'm not supposed to. I'm not sure. I'm inspired for this, right? You know, I don't fuck with pumping fear and chaos. I don't fuck with the news. That's why I love my team. I like real life. I love my work. My work is spinal network analysis, massage therapist. I specialize in psoas release. Our psoas is where we store all of our old trauma in our physical. I do inner child work. My work helps me to feel like I'm actually doing something to help, just like Niky, right? You know, we have to find what feels good to us. And it doesn't make any sense, you know? I don't know why sexual assault has always come to me, right? And then you start to learn, oh shit, because I had it in me. Because I was supposed to be some sort of advocate. Because I was supposed to help somebody else. Because I was supposed to see that video of the predator catchers and want to work with them, right? I told that man today, I'm like, I'll do anything you need. Like, you tell me what you need and let me fucking help you. Help the helpers, baby, all fucking day long. I was sexually assaulted by people that I should have been able to trust. I was never heard when I tried to speak my truth. I need to do inner child work. I love you so much, Kim, and I am here for you. I understand all of that. And I'm sorry. And I know how powerless and angry and frustrated and rageful that can all make you. I know what that life is, girl. And I'll do anything I can do to help you. You know, because I was killing myself. That energy was killing me on the inside. You know, and I didn't have any kind of outlet. I didn't have any kind of voice. I had been shushed and shushed and so much that even when I started to come out, I pulled back. You know, the whole process to me has been a real getting to know myself deeper with each season and cycle of my life, right? Different things come to my porch at different seasons and cycles. You know, I got to learn my natural ebb, you know, in clear energy. I got to learn my natural ebb in energy that had distortions. You know, this sexual assault energy and fight and burn it all down, it keeps coming to me, right? The system is overwhelmed. You know, I had to really tune into myself, what it feels like to feel off, what it feels like to feel like on, what it feels to speak from hurt versus speak from my heart. Learn to sit with it and nurture it before I go burn everything down. Why it keeps popping up, the whole process has been a getting to know myself thing. Leads me to something else out of the blue when I'm trying to ignore it, right? You know, I get all the work, the body work, the healing work, right? I pump myself with greatness, food, music, friends, experiences, right? I fill myself up on espresso. I smoke cigarettes, right? I'm just regular as fuck. Just like you guys. I love my espresso black. I love me my cigarettes. You know, doing energy work, doing healing work is a lot of work. You know, I personally think that every conversation that I have with anybody on here, whether you pay me or don't pay me, is very sacred, right? Because that's how this healing work has been happening in my life, by just little DMs. I come out and talk about something like this, and then a lot of people message me. Different, all different. Definitely, it's not always so loving. I get it. You know, I get to know things. I get to know things about people. People tell me their pain. I get to talk to them. I get to let them know you're not going through it by yourself. I've also went through this. I can totally relate to your disassociation. You know, today I got faced with knowing somebody that sexually assaults people, not knowing how to really talk about it, knowing people that it hurt bad. My same kind of avenue, very angry, disassociated with our actual life, right? Somebody I love, even though they're mean. I love a lot of mean people, because I know that meanness comes from a hurt. You know, sometimes I don't know what to do. You know, I don't say anything about anything that anybody tells me. I didn't say. And then finally today when I was on my walk, I just like blurted it all out. Now my girlfriend's known me for a long time. I'm so thankful for her in my life, right? I dropped some heavy ass information on her real quick, but it was a safe space for me. So I'm sorry, girl. I appreciate you. You know? And it brought me to this whole Me Too movement, right? Somebody just brought this up the other day in a way that I had seen it when it first came out, right? Pound Me Too. Quit labeling you to that, please. It's nonsense. My generation calls that number sign pound me too. Our words are spells, right? So even in what they say is healing it is nasty. It has a nasty undertone. And then what people are doing is labeling themselves as that, the brokenness, owning the brokenness like it's their authentic creation. That's not it. That's not it. Have I experienced that? Yes. But it doesn't define me. I'm not pound me too. I'm not that, and neither are you if this has happened to you. I say change that shit with pound up, up, up. Get up out of that fucking doo-doo. Don't label yourself there. You're way more than that. You just have to constrict a little bit more to be able to expand out to whatever it is, right? Has sexual assault defined a lot of my life? Yes. Much love, Kim. It has. It fucked my life all around. Literally. To find the balance, you know, it fucked my life all around to find the balance. It mixed it all up, made it fucking messy as hell to find the balance. True peace of stillness. I didn't have that. As a Me Too victim of sexual assault, I didn't have peace in the stillness. I was busy for fucking nothing. With my busy for nothing fucking self out here. Busy for nothing, keeping busy so I would ignore what I was feeling on the inside. So change that, pound me too. Change that, don't label yourself. Pound up, 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 out of that doo-doo that you've been through, right? You know, we're rising by feeling. You know, I healed this by feeling my feelings about everything. You know, once I felt my feelings about this, I'm learning to feel my feelings about everything and really trust my feelings. And learning that I need to trust my feelings because my feelings really got my back more than any person out here. And I did not know that. Sarah, I love you. I am grateful for you bringing this up, bringing stuff up for me and my family and the generational abuse. It goes way back. I want to stop here with my children who became victims. I need to heal me to help them heal their inner child. I love you, girl. That's what I'm here for, girl. You know, just to bring it up, bring awareness to it. We don't want to deal with it anymore. It hurts. Living a life with that inside of you, it fucking hurts. I didn't have peace. I do. I have peace now. That's why I am excited about healing inner child work. I know it's very uncomfortable work, but I know all my training in this life got me ready for it, right? If I can see Niky from Eerie Predator Catchers stand up like that, I can stand up like that. He inspired me that I can stand up like that. Sometimes I run from that, and I need to learn that. And I need, you know, a little tribe around me that can teach me a thing or two in that, right? Because I got a lot of passion in me for ending this, right? And not wanting to burn it down. Spread awareness. Do what I can do. Do my energy work to help us release these angers and these hurts so we can get rid of this. Honey, it hurts to feel the pain out here. That's why I have citrine, blackstone, bumblebee jasper with arsenic in it, right? We're constricting to expand. The triggers come up to help us push us into ourselves deeper than we've ever been. Sometimes videos, I remember when somebody said, you know, one of my videos popped on for them for a couple different reasons, to different people. And that happened to me, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful that that video popped on. I'm thankful as fuck for Niky Sal and Eerie Predator Catchers. I'm thankful for every comment. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the gift of communication that some people have that I really don't have. I'm working on it. You know, I finally have my communication specialist right beside me, and we working it, right? I love you guys because we're all connected. You know, I do. You do want to stop it with your children. You know, you don't want your children to experience these things. You don't want them to ever go through it. And if they do, you don't know how to take it away. Love you. You gotta love you in the feelings. You gotta love you in the triggers. You gotta love you when you get triggered about sexual assault. It's something inside. And no matter how much you do, sometimes you still get a little triggered, and that's okay. You gotta keep your hands busy. If you guys weren't on here at the beginning, I started burning wood. You know, you gotta keep your hands busy. You gotta realize that you are the creator of your experience, and you're creating by what you think, feel, and say. The undertone, right? So something keeps coming to your porch, something keeps popping on and popping up and triggering you, and it's the similar energy. Ask about it. Message somebody. Messy action. You know, I didn't know what to say to Niky, and I just messaged him like, hey buddy, I think we should work together. I'm not really sure. I want to do an interview. I want to know everything about you. What brought you here? How in the fuck are you so amazing? He was probably like, okay girl. He was very kind. He was very, 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 very kind. And you know, that's how those kind of things work. And that's how different people get to collaborating and talking, you know. I'm thankful that it's all coming up like this, because that means that we're getting somewhere, I think. Right? We're actually really getting somewhere. We're trying the best we can to really help people heal and help the communities be educated on sexual assault and how it works and what we need to do as a community. You know, has it been perfected yet? I don't think so. We're just taking a bunch of messy action, but it's getting somewhere, right? 164 is the 11. It's something. I love you guys because we're all connected. I send love out to anybody who has gone through sexual assault. I send love out to everybody that works in this area. I send love out to all the police officers who are overwhelmed with all of this, the Children Protective Youth Services, all the children that have been hurt in this. It's a deep thing, fam. Sexual assault, the fear, the triggering, it just needs love. It needs love. It needs to come up. It needs to come out. It needs a safe space. It needs people that just love you for that. You need to get in touch with your inner child. If you were assaulted when you were a child, you can stay there in your adulthood. You can be very childlike as an adult. That's your reality. You're stuck. Triggered. Bitch fits, inner child bitch fits all over the place. Wanting to kill people for sexually assaulting. Not being able to forgive people who you don't even know. And not even being able to face the ones that you do know. It's such a hard thing, guys. It's such a hard thing, and it's so real, and it's so embarrassing, and it's so hard to talk about. And you know, this lifting the vibration is lifting the awareness. And so I just want to tell you all, I love you because we're all connected. I understand this energy sometimes, and I wish I didn't. Healing your inner child is going to help you if you've been the victim. Or, you know, if you... I love you. I love you. I know that when you sexually assault children, you're a monster and a predator. But I know that when you sexually assault children, you've also been the victim of a monster and a predator. And you never learned a safe way. And you can learn that. You can learn that as an adult. I learned when I was 35 years old. I love you because we're all connected. One love.